Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the horror story that are these great locks. So you're probably confused by that statement, so let me explain. I booked an appointment for Faux Locs on the app called StyleSeat. Now, if you're not familiar with StyleSeat, Style is an app where you can book pretty much any type of beauty related service. So if you want to get your nails done, if you want to hook up with a hairstylist, that sort of thing. You can book your stylist, see their work. Sometimes they'll put their Instagram info up so you can check them out on Instagram or other social media websites. So you kind of have a background of the work the person does. It's also important to note that people that have gone to them before post reviews. So again, it's not like you're just blindly picking someone from the app and you don't have any outside information on them.
Before I get into the story about these, what are these, new locks slash distress locks slash, okay.
We're not gonna go there yet. I used StyleSeat before. I wanted some knotless braids maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I went onto StyleSeat because I don't know why I keep doing that. I feel like I'm very impatient, and a lot of the stylists that are known have like long wait lists, and they're booked out for months, and they're booked out months in advance, and I don't have the time to wait. Like if I wake up on one Saturday and I'm like, I want braids, like I just want to be able to see someone, and maybe that's my problem. Okay, so anywho, I booked an appointment with this girl, this young lady. She said she could do knotless braids. She said she could do the medium size, whatever. First red flag was, upon using the address provided in the app, I ended up on the opposite side of town. And I called, I was like, hey, I'm outside your house, blah, blah, blah. She's like,
I don't see you. So I read the address to her and she's like, oh, sorry, I used to live over there. I'm over here now, which was literally 40 minutes away
from the address that was on the app. So I was already pissed. She did not offer any discounts, whatever. F my gas, right? F my time, right? So I hopped back into the car and drove all the way to her neck of the woods, all right? Upon arriving, I was greeted by several
baby kids. If you're not familiar with that show, I suggest you pull it up. Pit bulls. She lived in a less than safe looking apartment complex. It was just a hot mess.
When I got up there, it was constant screaming. She had me in an uncomfortable chair. And to add insult to injury, when I finished and looked in the mirror, I realized this lady did not know what knotless is. I definitely had knots on my braids, and it was just like a hot mess. She learned my lesson from the stylist, the encounter that I just mentioned that happened 4 months ago via StyleSeat. But no, once again, I'm going on vacation, I'm impulsive. I'm like, what hairstyle can I take with me on vacation? Or what hairstyle can I install that's not gonna be much maintenance, that I can get wet? Like, try Faux Locs again. What do? I pull up StyleSeat again, right? Because I'm clearly a glutton for punishment. And I'm reviewing, and this particular stylist that I find has like a 4.8 out of 5 or 4.9. It's something like, it's almost perfect, okay? She has pictures of her work, and she also, in addition to the stars, like there's actually like, people actually took the time to write reviews. So they didn't just leave stars, they wrote reviews. I had to book her on, let's say, the Friday. She tells me to come in on Sunday at 10:30. Cool. I book the appointment time via StyleSeat. I also want to mention that StyleSeat was offering a 15% discount because apparently she was new to the style she was offering. So she was an experienced hairstylist, but for whatever reason, she had just started advertising this style on StyleSeat. So I'm like, yes. She was charging, when I messaged her, because you can reach out to them directly, she said that it was $175 for the style, but I booked it through StyleSeat, so I was getting a discount. So I think it brought it down to like $150 something, I don't know. So it gave me like a good enough discount that I was happy with. So I booked it, I'm good to go, yes. Sunday rolls around, and I'm late. Well, not late to the point where like I'm going to actually be late, but like I wanted to arrive ahead of time, if you know what I'm saying. And I realized, crap, I don't have my wallet. But I remember the night before, StyleSeat tells me my reservation is good. I don't need to bring my wallet. There's a credit card on file, and they'll just charge the file when everything's said and done. I can tip on the card. She can get paid via the card that's on file. I'm good. So I said, cool beans. So I don't turn back from my wallet. I head over to her shop. I arrived there at 10:35, okay? My appointment is at 10:30. I am speeding on the 95 to get to this lady because, you know, a lot of times Style Seed and these type of apps will say, like, if you don't show up on time, they'll charge you half the money, or they'll take $25, or they cancel your appointment altogether. So, you know, I am trailblazing along the 95 trying to get to this woman, okay? Okay. I get there at 10:35. She greets me and she's like, I'll be right back. And I'm like, wait, before you leave, I have a question for you. She's like, yeah. I'm like, look, I forgot my wallet. I was in a rush, but the app says that I can pay you via the app. So I don't need to like actually swipe a card in here. She's like, yeah, that's cool. Actually, matter of fact, I don't want you to use the app. I'd prefer you to Zelle me or Cash App me. So I'm like, okay, all right, that sounds good. Now at the time, I'm forgetting that I'm leaving behind a discount if I do this. At the time, I'm just like, okay, it's cool. I don't know why I forgot that there was a discount I'd be missing out on if I circumvented the Stylist app. Okay, cool. So I said, fine, whatever. Now, also disclaimer, I told her that I had to be somewhere for 5. My friends and I had planned on getting together for somewhat of a brunchish experience. And again, I'm here at 10:30 on the Style app. On the Style Seed app. She says that this takes about 4.5, 5 hours to complete the Faux Locs. Again, I arrive at 10:35. I do not get into this woman's chair until 11:30, a whole hour late. Okay, so I arrive on time in the nick of time, or 5 minutes late, depending on who you're asking, and she does not seat me until a whole hour later. All right, so she starts my hair, and I'm realizing that the hours are slipping by and I feel like she's only here. Like she's not even here halfway, she's like here for hours on end. So at one point I remember I asked her, it was probably like 2 o'clock, and she hasn't begun to like wrap the lock to give it that distressed look. She was still like twisting my hair, and I'll get into her technique in a second. But I asked her around 2, like,
hey, you know, I have to get out of here by 5. Do you know how long this is gonna take? She was like, I don't know. I was like, excuse me? She's like, I don't know. So now
I'm starting to panic because I'm like, you advertise that you will finish the service in 4 to 5 hours. I told you before that I had to leave by 5. I had to be somewhere by 5. You said that we'd be able to get this done. After all, it was 10:30, and now you don't know. So I say to her again, do you think I can be out of here by 5? And she's like, yeah. No, she didn't say yeah, I'm lying. She was like,
5-ish. That's what she said. I'm like, okay.
That's what she said. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking maybe 6, because if someone says 5-ish, they were unsure, I'll give her another hour. I'm gonna be late for what I have to attend, but whatever, okay. Her technique was what was really slowing her down. What she decided to do, which she later admitted to not knowing how to properly do this style in the most efficient way. When you do this particular style, there are 2 sets of hair that you should bring. Let me show you.
We gotta go into more detail where this part's concerned, okay?
After she twists my hair in the Havana twist hair, whatever that's called, she has me, you guys, let me see if I can show you. She has me unravel this hair to then twist around the Havana twist hair. This hair is already twisted. It is not easy to untwist. I was untwisting this hair for hours. Remember, she's using 2 of these locks per one of my braids. When I tell you my hands were raw, so in addition to having me work, which I despise, I hate when you go and get your hair done and the stylist has you working, she has me doing hard labor because this thing it's not easy. And why are you unraveling the lock? Shouldn't that tell you that this is not how you do it? So I just want you guys to remember that. So in addition to her being late, not knowing the technique, she has me working and she has me doing hard labor, okay?
Honey, but I told her the fastest way was to attach this first, then take the Havana twist, wrap it around, and that's how I always had it done. And
it's easy peasy. She was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. That would be faster. Yes, ma'am, it would be, okay? So time's a ticking. She doesn't know how long things are gonna take. I'm starting to get worried because the sun now is going down, okay? Luckily, my friend had cramps and canceled. She's like, girl, I don't wanna go because my period is kicking my butt. Cool. I'm still pissed though because my butt is hurting. And at this point, I've probably been in the chair for 6 hours. So at one point, one of her colleagues passes by and they look at me and
They're like, girl, you still here? I was like, yeah. And the stylist behind me starts to like groan and moan and shift from one leg to the next, like, girl, don't stop. So she's like, what are you doing to your hair? So I'm like, Faux Locs. She's like, okay.
she's washing her client's head, you know, looking at me like, you are in the wrong hands. You guys would not believe me when I tell you. I arrived at the salon again at 10:30. I did not leave this woman's chair until 12:30 a.m. What is that? 12 hours? That's more than 12 hours. No, I think it's 12 hours. Yeah. I did not leave her chair until 12:30. She did not offer any discount. She did not apologize. The most I got from her was thanks for your patience. Patience, 12 hours is not patience. That's stupidity. And I couldn't go anywhere because I'm going on vacation and I needed my hair done. When it came time to pay, I'm thinking this lady's gonna have a little bit of mercy. Now, granted, I was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because this woman literally stood over me for 12 hours. She did not eat. The most she did was drink a ginger ale. That was it. So I felt bad for her, but at the same time, I was like, but you lied to me. Okay, so one thing I wanna mention. Remember how she said that she would prefer me to pay her via Zelle or Cash App? She asked me to go into the app, the StyleSeat app, and remove the auto pay. So auto pay would have been like when it got to the 5-hour mark, which is how long she said the style would take, StyleSeat would automatically charge me. I did that. I turned the auto pay off with her. She walked me through it. Yet for some reason, auto pay still shut off. So they ended up charging me, okay?
She got in a whole huff and a puff when she saw what the rate was, because I think they charged me $150. I remember she said she wanted $175. She was like, I need my money, I need all my money, I need everything, because I didn't know that StyleSeat was offering a discount. I don't know what's going on.
The reason why she did not want me to pay via StyleSeat, according to her, is because she didn't have her credit card information or bank account information set up in StyleSeat. So this woman is advertising her services on StyleSeat. Yes, she does not have a valid debit card or credit card or bank account attached to StyleSeat. She's unaware that StyleSeat is offering customers a discount and is now in a frantic whatever because she realizes that she's now losing some money because StyleSeat only charged me, you know, $150 or
whatever it was. So I'm like, whatever, lady. Like, at this point, I'm not here to argue. I'm tired. I'm beat up emotionally, physically. I'm like, I will give you the difference. And again, you would think in her heart, she'd be like, you know what? I did mislead you. I did tell you that this was only going to take a few hours, yet here you are 12 hours later. No, she happily took that money. Of course, there was no tip involved because really?
Really? Okay. So I get home. I reach out to StyleSeat via email. They have yet to respond. Today is Friday. This whole thing happened on Sunday. So StyleSeat's customer service is safe to say is pretty much non-existent. My whole day was spent in the chair. Imagine that event that I was supposed to go to with my friends was really important. You just lied to me just to get paid. If you don't know how to do style or if you're still learning, tell the customer that. Tell the customer that. But why would you advertise your services, act like you're a pro, and you're the furthest thing from that?
You know what? I should have known she didn't know what she was doing when she called these Faux Locs. Anyone who calls these Faux Locs and they're a stylist, they're obviously a novice. They don't know
what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So anyway, here are the locks. Towards the ends, I feel like she was starting to get delirious, and it shows.
I mean, they're not the worst,
but they aren't the best either. I've been traumatized. I will not be using StyleSeat moving forward. Platform, you really have to do your research. You have to go through the reviews with a fine-tooth comb because people are out here telling you styles take 5 hours and they really take 12. But I just want to let you guys know, beware of StyleSeat. Beware of faux stylists. Not Fox stylists, faux stylists.
Because they're out here gobbling up people's money and practicing on people's heads. On that note, Toodles, you guys. Have a very Merry Christmas.